Thank you for checking out my YouTube channel, Grace Life. I know it's been a while, but I'm sorry I've been absent. You know how things are. Sometimes you just have to work out, do some other things, and refresh yourself and come back when you know you are led by God. That's one thing I always try to do: be led by God. Tune into my spirit. Ask God what you need me to do today. Let your words proceed out my mouth, and nothing else. But today I would like to talk about something that that I experienced. If you haven't listened to none of my other videos, um, I've been in an unhealthy, toxic, abusive relationship. And one thing that I encountered in a relationship, that there's different stages that you go through. Of course, we talk about the honeymoon, tension, and the common phase. It's like three cycles. However, within those three cycles, there are other elements. And one thing I want to talk about is love bombing. Love bombing. Let me give you the definition by psychologists, or um definition that you'll find on Google. Love bombing is an attempt to influence a person by a demonstration of attention and affection. It happened when someone overwhelmed the victim with loving word, physical action, with manipulation. It can be used in different ways and for either a positive or negative purpose. Um, and if you ever been in an unhealthy relationship with an abusive narcissism, you may and most likely have encountered this. And somebody said, "Where you going with this?" Because I want to tie it in with the Bible. I want to tie it in with God, because we know that God is not a part of manipulation. We know that God is not a part of confusion and deception. Because He tells us, once we are reborn again, once we renew our mind, that we must put those things away from our mouth. We must not entertain those thoughts to be deceptive, to lie on our neighbor, to bring about confusion. Because God said, "I am not of confusion. I am peace." And love bombing is definitely there. And I'll give you a good example, especially if you're in an unhealthy relationship. If you've been gaslighted or abused, when you have hit that high tension moment, where you have the argument, where you have the fight, where you have the person say, "Well, you didn't see me out last night. This is not my piece of clothing," using a gaslighting tactic. So you go through that argument, you go through that phase with that person. Now you are in what we call a honeymoon phase, because now you have to let down. And now the person that you had the argument with, that will probably be the offender in the situation, is now going to try to overtake you and overpower you with love language, or love suggestions, or love gestures, flower, kisses, the hug. "I love you, baby." The let me take you out to eat. Let me do something special for you. Let me rub your feet. Let me give you a back massage. Sex is one of them. No, we're gonna keep it real. Sex is one of them. Because they want to push you back in a calming state. They want you to go back into a loving mood with them and be forgiving, and just have sweet intentions. While their mindset is to manipulate you. They want to keep you in that cloud. They want to keep you in confusion. Because now you're saying to yourself, "Does this person really love me? Do they want to be with me? Did they make a mistake? Maybe I am wrong. Maybe I didn't see them at the store. Maybe I didn't hear them say that. Maybe I didn't see their shirt over here. Maybe I didn't see them talk to this other person in an inappropriate manner. Maybe when they hit me, it was not by their attention. Maybe I did something to cause it. Maybe he or she didn't mean to call me or suggest something slanderous and something that very cruel to say. Maybe it was just they having a bad day." Those things, and I mean, and it's such a thin line to be Maybe it is a mistake, but you have to say, is the person always at some point making the crucial emotional action towards you that bring you to a high point, that make you walk on edge, that make you feel that you are incompetent and not confident to be what God called you to be. And those are just something of love bombing, and like I said, I've been through it. I've been through it. And I want to encourage, I want to just inspire someone to know that, God did not place that in your life to fuse you. God didn't place that in your life for you to excel. And that's none of God. None of God. God is make it plain and make it simple. Make it easy for you to understand and grasp. And say, of course, we must do our due work and get understanding. Of course, we must employ and learn the practice of the heavens. However, God is not sending you a person to manipulate you, to gaslight you. God is not going to do that. God is not going to send a person to fool you. It's not going to do that. And when you encounter that person, know that person is sent from a demonic attack in your life. Not saying that person is the evil master one. No, Satan is using that person to attack you. Satan is using that person to confuse your mind. And there are things that we must always align ourselves up to help have discernment and wisdom. And I'm going to give you a couple of tactics. Number one, when you are in an argument or a relationship with a person like that, keep your word simple and few. Still, speak in love the best you can, but keep it simple. Number two, ask God for discernment and ways to strategize on either healing or leaving that relationship. And the third one, build your strength and your energy up in the heavens and into God, because that's a draining emotional and spiritual thing to go through. And you must maintain who you are and keep pursuing the good thing that God has for you, and keep the desire of God in your heart. And I can keep going on, but I just want to drop that nugget because it's a lot of people in the church that go through love bombing, don't even know. It's a lot of things the church don't talk about. They don't like talking about domestic violence. They don't like talking about abuse. They don't like talking about power, grip, and controlling, because a lot of times we find that the church is doing it themselves. And so I said, give me some scripture. Galatians 2:8. Be careful that no one takes you captivity through philosophy and empty deceit based on human tradition. Be careful. The Bible wants us to be careful. No, the Bible also reminds us to guard our heart. Ask God to guard your heart. Luke 21:8. Be careful that you are not deceived, because many will come in my name and say, I am. And the time have come. Do not follow them. And this last one, 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be deceived. Bad company, wrong, good morals. So love bombing, gaslighting, all that goes into one to me. So be careful that you don't allow them to overtake your character, your personality, steal your joy and your peace and your love. That's the end of my message. I didn't want to make it too long, but as I always said, inspiring, motivating someone to be the great in them and pursue their relationship with God. And already live by faith, grow in grace, and walk in love. Until we meet again, stay blessed.